Okay, this will be an interesting one. We'll see if we can make this look good. This is a challenging one. I mean, size-wise, I think as well. So we're gonna keep it on that. No, we're not going to use text for this. So we're just going to keep it on that. We're going to go full colour for now, and we're just going to add some. We're going to go hit it up to 400, but it's going to be bigger than that eventually. So now we're just going to keep. This will have to. So I'm wondering, we're going to go here. This has got a discoloured sort of background, so we're just going to put that in, but we're going to enhance the text, and just going to get this looking good as much as we can. So we're going to lighten it a fair bit. I wonder the contrast is going to. We're going to soften the. We're going to lessen the contrast a little bit with this one. This one's a challenging one. We're trying to do something. Again, we're trying to push the machine really hard, so to speak. I'm actually thinking maybe yellow. We don't need yellow in this particular demo, so we're going to pull. There's a lot of yellow in it already. Maybe we keep magenta because cyan and magenta make blue. I'm wondering, we're going to keep the black. We'll just remove the yellow because the background has got a lot of yellow in it, and the background and the discolourment feature, the removing of the discolourment isn't going to be easy because you can see there's a lot of yellow in that. And we're going to photocopy these fish. So we're just going to, I think this one's going to be on the edge. We're going to try and avoid these ugly looking holes, and we're going to enlarge the fish. So I'm going to try and line this up properly along here. We don't want the edge of the, the green graphic there. So we're just going to try our best and line this up as best as we can. Tricky one. So now we're just going to hit start and see what happens. See if the yellow, if the discolourment is still there. But it might make a nice grey because we're going to do this in dual colour mode, hopefully. Hopefully this will work as a really nice dual colour job if we can get it off the ground, so to speak. If we can work out how it's going to look. You can see the silly holes. I don't like those holes, but I'm thinking we may not have a choice. We still have some background, but the blue has come up really solidly, so I'm wondering if we're just going to work off our master copy. Not our master copy, or I'm wondering if we're going to go and try going straight to 2 colour and see what happens. So we're going to make it black and red, and we just got to do some other adjustments. We've got to keep that on. Text enhance, colour adjust, sharpness, contrast. That looks good. Let's see how we go. So the first one was a full colour image. So we were going to make a master copy, and we were going to skip those holes if we could, but those holes are just part of it because it's just packaging off a product. And yeah, it's all gone red, so it's all become a real monocolour, should I say. Wondering if there's anything we can do, or maybe we just have to embrace this one. So we're going to keep it at that. Sometimes it's not easy getting rid of these nasty little backgroundy things. I don't like the look of this, actually. I'm actually wondering if we're going to do any adjustments here to try, hopefully improve on this. I'm wondering if the contrast could go up. Maybe if we up the contrast a bit, it might be better. And we'll soon find out. It's not easy trying to second guess what you're going to get out of this fucking machine. Stabilising image, please wait. That's typical Konica Minolta technicality we have here. That's just part of the system. It's probably going to run out of black toner soon, or it's going to start saying low toner, and then soon after it says low toner, it means it's on its way to running out, and we have a black toner cartridge right there on standby. But anyway, that looks better. That looks better than this. This looks too blendy in the background. This is starting to stand out a bit with the extra contrast. I was actually thinking that this might make a better master copy, but I don't know. I'm just trying to wonder if maybe we can just punch up that contrast a bit higher. That maybe the high contrast will eliminate some of that ugly backgrounding. So we're just going to go. We're going to go for broke, and we're going to go and basically punch up that contrast and hope that'll work. That maybe the contrast control will just blend out the background into to make it less of a problem. Let's see how we go now. Yeah, that looks a bit better. You can see from that last one, we've got more. Having extra contrast has actually helped us. So now I'm thinking it's not going to be the greatest demo. I'm still not happy with the overall appearance of this. Wondering if this looks a lot better. This looks more contrasty. I'm wondering if that should be a background color, or maybe that it will fade into it as well. So trying to think which side's going to be the mirror image side. Unfortunately, we've got that border there, so I'm thinking maybe there. So now we're just going to go through this. We're not going to. This is not the greatest type of original to work with. It's quite shitty. It's really shitty, to say the least. But I think upping the contrast has improved it quite a bit. But the yellow, I don't know if I like it, but the yellow looks quite nice. So I wonder if that's going to be where our images meet up. Pity the yellow looks really blended out. It looks really low contrast compared with the red. Even with the camera, it's hard to see it. So I'm wondering, fuck, I hate this, honestly. Folks, I hate it when things just don't turn out the way I want them to. So now we're just going to quickly switch to our mirror image. Well, that's a terrible background. I'm actually thinking I should have photocopied it. But if I photocopied it in black and white, I'd lose the colour. So yeah, that's pretty logical, to say the least. That wouldn't be a terribly good thing if that happened. But then it would have become a monocolour job rather than... I think dual colour is not suitable because it's not showing much black. It's just showing mostly colour. So I'm not happy with the yellow contingent as such. In some ways I like it, but it's very hard to see just what it is. So we're just going to leave that there, and we're just going to print off our green. But this is not all demos turn out as planned. Not all demos look good. Sometimes we just have to deal with human error, machine limitation, human limitations, whatever. It's not a perfect world. We're not living in utopia, so we can't expect things to work like we're in utopia. Utopia is another story in this world, or after this world. When we die, I know that when I die, I'm going to a utopia. So in utopia, everything's perfect. There's nothing wrong. Nothing's out of place. Nothing deteriorates. Everything lasts. But there's no technology in utopia, I don't think. I don't think they have photocopiers in utopia. So maybe we just have to enjoy our photocopiers while we're still in this rather imperfect world. After all, the invention of the photocopier was to address a certain need to help with the imperfect world we live in. So the photocopier was developed by a man called Chester F. Carlson, who basically had problems or noticed it was really hard, trying to replicate things with carbon paper and handwriting or hand drawing, whatever. So he came out and that's how, and basically one thing led to another, and we ended up with Xerox, which created the first black and white fully automatic machine, the Xerox 914, and that came out, I think in the US it came out Christmas 1959, but it was unleashed, I think, in 1960. Don't quote me. I'm not I'm not good at remembering all these facts, but if you can correct me on that. But basically, if it wasn't for him, the photocopier would have probably developed later. But he was very persistent, and this is what we have. It's far from perfect, but even if we could make a photocopier that was as close to perfect as we can, I mean, that's what I want to do one day, is create an artificially intelligent photocopier. That'll be a lot better than this shit we have. But basically, enough of that. I think that looks okay. It's not too bad, but it's not too good. I think we can call it quits.